What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And with Asuka getting called up to the main roster, and also many people in the past getting called up that have failed, I want to make this video because I really don't want Asuka to fail, and I'm hoping there's probably gonna be no chance of this happening. Like a creative writer on the team probably sees this, hopefully doesn't make the mistake in the future. Anyways, here are 5 ways to properly book an NXT wrestler on the WWE main roster. Number 5, call them up on a pay-per-view. When an NXT wrestler gets called up, they usually do it on an episode of Raw or SmackDown Live. I think having them debut on pay-per-views would be much more beneficial. Firstly, debuts on pay-per-views create way more buzz than TV debuts. I watch pretty much every pay-per-view, but when it comes to Raw or SmackDown Live, I might skip that show if I'm too busy. This also makes the individual or the faction feel like a much bigger deal. Look at the Shield's debut from the Survivor Series pay-per-view in 2012. Had they attacked John Cena and Ryback on an episode of Raw, it wouldn't have been as memorable. Although this is a very small thing about a call-up, it's still very important, and all the little things really do matter. Number 4, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. One of the most annoying things about NXT call-ups is Vince McMahon constantly changing them or their personality. The most recent example of this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Down in NXT, Nakamura was the king of strong style, where he was an absolute savage. This man was destroying guys left and right with his hard-hitting style. Once he got called up to SmackDown Live, he becomes the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura and even the Rockstar. What the hell is that? That is possibly one of the worst nicknames they could have given him. Who would the fans take more serious? The king of strong style or the artist? Another guy Vince is changing a bit is Bobby Roode. He is planning on changing his theme song when he turns heel. Why? Why in the world would you do that? The song is one of the best of all time. Why fix something that isn't broken? That's all I'm wondering. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, and I'm hoping Shinsuke Nakamura becomes the king of strong style because I'm sick of Vince McMahon trying to brand everybody. Number 3, have long-term plans. When NXT wrestlers get called up, the creative team has absolutely no future plans for them. It's like they just put them on the main roster, and after a couple of months, they totally forget about them. They have nothing to do and they fade away. There are plenty of examples of instances like this. Whatever happened to Emma, or American Alpha, Ty Dillinger, and even Finn Balor. I think these wrestlers need to have long-year goals and plans. Let's take Ty Dillinger for example. Instead of just bringing him up, find out what you want to do with him next. Maybe set his first goal to winning the US title within 3 months on the main roster. If that run does pretty well, determine if he should move up on the card or not. But instead, Ty was brought up and is nowhere to be seen on TV today, which in my opinion is very stupid. Number 2, give the wrestlers a motive. Oh my god, this is a pet peeve I've had for a majority of the NXT call-ups. They have no motives when arriving onto the main roster. When you don't give them a reason to be on the main roster, that makes the audience not care about this particular wrestler for the upcoming weeks. Bobby Roode is an example of this that happened only 5 days ago. Instead of challenging AJ Styles in the US Open Challenge or something similar to that, Roode just simply had a match with Aiden English. How are we, as the audience, as the viewers, supposed to care about this? This makes the debut fall flat. There's so many ways you can book this that makes logical sense. Let's say Nakamura finished a match, and after the match, Roode appeared and attacked him because they feuded down in NXT. This creates a storyline by using history and by using somewhat of a reason. At least people would be invested to see what happens in the next few weeks. Number 1, less exposure. The amount of overexposure may very well be the biggest issue with all of these call-ups. When guys are down in NXT, they appear on NXT shows maybe twice a month. This doesn't expose them to the audience. Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance used to be very awesome because of the limited amount of times we saw it. Now, we see it every week and it doesn't feel as special. When Nakamura first debuted, they did this, but now he's on every single week of SmackDown. This will hurt guys like Roode and Aleister Black. They certainly have enough talent to keep stars out of action for at least a week. One week we could see guys like Roode, AJ Styles, and Kevin Owens. Then the next we can take those guys out and bring in Sami Zayn, Nakamura, or Luke Harper. This gets everyone on the show while keeping the other guys fresh. Hopefully they change this and start utilizing more guys than keeping them sidelined. And that is it for the video, guys. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Pllana, and I'll see you all later.